Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jeff Brown here at Riverton Livestock. It's Tuesday, March 31st. We had a light run of cattle out here today. A couple hundred of those butcher cows, the sure would have been 10 lower than a week ago. They took 10 bucks off the market there the end of last week, and sure followed suit here at Riverton today. Good butcher cows. You know, still bring to the low 60s, most of them in the mid to upper 50s, but sure 10 softer than a week ago. Had a nice little offering of bred cows here today. The young bred cows would bring 14 to 1,600, and the bred heifers had a nice package of bred heifers, bring 1,400 today. A few grass cattle kind of steady with last week on the calves. So anything going back to grass still, you know, in high demand, and glad to see that. The ranchers, the people with grass, the people with some grazing opportunities are attending the auction and investing their dollars. So with confidence. So we're, you know, very thankful to see that. I had some thoughts here today that were, you know, pretty opinionated and kind of political, and I think I've decided to keep those to myself. But I was watching the Cowboy Channel last night. Maybe a lot of you watched that. Seems like all I watch anymore is RFD and the Cowboy Channel. I've kind of given up on a lot of the news. I try to catch the headlines on the internet in the morning, but as far as watching it and soaking all that in, it can become pretty overwhelming. So long story short, I was tuned into the Cowboy Channel last night, and they had George Taylor on, who's the PRCA commissioner, and he's in Colorado, I believe, and he was talking about the lockdown that went on down there, the stay-at-home, which Wyoming followed suit, and he was talking about that was the day that the Battle of Iwo Jima took place in Japan during World War II. A very big day. And that was in 1945, so how many years later this is. The one thought that came to his mind was, though, is we can do this. And I sat and thought about that for a while, and I thought it was a great statement, perfect for the time. We can do this. All this virus stuff will end. We will be back to business as usual. But the thought that just kind of overwhelmed me was all the great Americans, whether you're a veteran or an American businessman, an entrepreneur, but all the guys, people, men and women that came before us that were great Americans, patriots, and did great things that allowed us the life that we have today. And just a overwhelming thought of just thankfulness just kind of came over me about the people, you know, those veterans and the people that went before us, especially the veterans. I mean, my goodness, the sacrifice and the things that they did that are basically, you know, unimaginable today. We had business people go before us that were just great thinkers and had a lot of faith, and were able to accomplish great things. And I just was overwhelmed with the fact that we've had a lot of just great people go before us, and thank goodness for that. So yes, we can do this. You know, like I said, I had political stuff on my brain. Going to leave that alone. But the one thing I do want to touch on is I believe we have the greatest president we've seen in my life. And we need to do our part to get him back in there. He's got a lot of unfinished work. Finally, a true leader at the head of our country. And thankful for him. Just want to urge everybody to do your part. We got to get him back in office, and just very thankful to have him. So I hope he catches this. Very thankful for you, President Trump. Keep up the good work. There's a lot of us out here very thankful for you. So signing off for now. We'll catch you next week. Hope we see some traction in this market. Moisture's good. The weather's good. Time to get some of these grass cattle. So see you next week. Thanks.